You want it? You got it. Reality radio done right. No nonsense, real and raw, just like you like it.
He's corrupt, he's inexperienced, and he lies.
Broadcasting from a broom closet in the Arizona Lotus Studios, it's Beef Vegan Presents.
Yo, welcome back to the show. It's Beef Vegan Presents live on Rock 102.1 KFMA, streaming worldwide at KFMA.com on this beautiful Monday, July 15th. Good morning, Todd Marley.
Good morning, Beef Vegan.
Good morning, Derek.
Good morning.
And good morning, Tucson.
For those of you that lived.
Yes. Pretty uneventful weekend. Seems overall. Nothing really much went on, happened over the weekend. Nationally, locally, let's see, just a little tidbit. The 80s passed away over the weekend. That's unfortunate. They say death come in threes, almost came in fours. There was an attempted political assassination that happened. There was a tornado that may have touched down in northwest Tucson, and there are crews working round the clock this morning, restoring power throughout the greater Tucson area, just mainly on the west side. And if you're driving around this morning, you're probably dodging trees or light poles. And we're going to be getting into all of that and more on today's show. It is seriously so much to get to. It's insane. And this storm missed me, hit Todd Marley like a hurricane.
Yeah, if you're up around Twin Peaks and you see a kiddie pool flying around, sorry, my bad.
Yeah. So you got your kiddie pool's gone, all your furniture's gone. I have tons of different pictures, videos, and things I'm going to share in the podcast broadcast when we kick off at 9 a.m. There's a lot of visual components to like how hard this storm hit, and which is amazing. That we want the monsoon. Every year we pray for the monsoon, and coming up this entire week, we're going to have, under 100 degrees as our highs, thanks to it. But yeah, I mean, for whatever reason, it's coming with a punch. And then last week they were talking about tornado warnings. We kind of scoffed at it. And then again, last night we had a funnel cloud, and it may or may not have touched down somewhere, as it was just tearing up places. There's an AutoZone missing a wall. There's so many different places and people's properties that are completely damaged. There's lights out. And for the second time in like 10 days, we're having light poles just topple over. And I have issue with this, Tucson. Now, living here as a local, we all know and put up with like how crappy the roads are, but we shouldn't be driving to work each and every day, keeping an eye in the sky to make sure the light poles that you guys put in don't fall over onto us just because it's a little breezy. Now, last night was a little more than a little breezy. We get it. Last week was like 50-mile-per-hour wind. Like, that's windy, but give me a break, dude. That's not like a number 5 hurricane, category 5 hurricane. So to have these light poles just topple over onto main roads, I don't want to be sounding the alarm or nothing, but I think it's an issue. When I'm driving to work, and not only do I have to dodge crackheads, potholes, now light poles, that's a little too much. Like going a destination in this town more than a mile shouldn't feel like a game of Frogger. Throwing that out.
To be fair, the winds only got to 25 miles an hour yesterday.
Oh, man.
To time and date weather.
Yeah, what kind of bitch ass light poles do we have? We can't sustain 25-mile-per-hour wind. Give me a break, but that's where we're at right now, and it's definitely a concern, especially in the northwest part of the town. If you're out in Tanque Verde, you're living pretty. You saw some clouds over the horizon. You got a little sprinkle. Everything was fine. And then just one part of this town just got demolished. And like I said, even around the parking lot here at the station, there's trees everywhere, just toppled over. They just can't handle it, and I was just swerving. I'm driving over little like mud slides that came through on the street. And, it's an interesting thing. And that's what happened locally. Obviously, and nationally, even bigger news. And we're going to get to all that here in a little bit and, dispute some theories. And, they say, I think the biggest takeaway from the passings this weekend, which started off with Richard Simmons. Well, actually, you could probably say that it started off with Shelley Duvall. It was a weekend of legends from the 80s and 90s.
Shannon Doherty.
Wait, I'm getting to it, right? So, yeah, it started off with, and I'm trying to do chronological order. So you're skipping ahead in the dead. So it started off with Shelley Duvall, right? Then it went to Dr. Ruth, right? Dr. Ruth, she was, I grew up my entire adult life looking at Dr. Ruth, that she's an elderly lady who said penis. And I love Dr. Ruth.
Dr. Ruth is probably responsible for at least 2 of your kinks.
Right. And and understanding them. And that's important. Right. So she's always been an elderly woman saying penis. And, so she passed away. I think I got to check this out, but I think she was 217 years old. She's
96. She was 96.
Close. It was close. Okay. So we had Dr. Ruth. Then we had Richard Simmons. Richard Simmons just slowly started coming out of his hermit hole. And it looks like we know why now. And unfortunately, he passed away. And then so you're looking at like deaths coming 3. So you're like, oh, okay, that's good. Then President Trump, former President Trump was this close to joining that list. And don't forget, he was a prominent figure in the 80s and 90s, right? As far as celebrity culture is concerned, he's lumped in that same class. And then on top of that, then Shannon Doherty topped off the weekend. And so a lot of grieving fans out there. It's just a crazy headline filled weekend that we'll touch base on all the way through the show. So and like I said, lots of conspiracy theories. A good way to this was a good weekend to avoid Facebook altogether. Honestly, when this kind of stuff happens, turn your Facebook off. The best post that I saw on the weekend was my buddy Fitz, who said, no one will regret not posting anything today. You know what I mean? And it's, of course, because that's when all the political rhetoric and opinions and all this nonsense from both sides start convoluting your timelines, conspiracy theories galore. And just that's essentially the death of Facebook is this kind of talk and toxicity. And, of course, it was out and it was rampant this weekend. Tons of it. So, yeah, okay. So that's just us scratching the surface. It's already 7 minutes into the show. We have a good show lined up for you. An informative show, a hilarious show. And, of course, we are still doing our Rock 1 2.1 Honda Resort Casino Summer of Fun giveaway. This week, we're offering up a 7-night cruise to Mexico, room with a balcony, to Cabo, to Mazatlan, all these places, plus $500 spending cash. You're going to be listening around 8:10 this morning. I'll let you know what the song of the day is going to be and when it's going to play for your chance to text a keyword. Now, management has promised me that one of these days, I will actually have the opportunity to play the song of the day and give a keyword. We're already halfway through the promotion. Haven't had that opportunity once. Is today the day? I wouldn't hold your breath, but around 8:10, I'll tell you exactly when that song is going to be played and when Razor or Robin get to play it. So be ready for that and a whole lot more. Your Morning Morons coming up after the latest from Papa Roach. Let's kick things off with Metallica on a Monday. It's Rock 1 2.1 KFMA.
Give me fuel, give me fire, give me that which I desire.
Roach, leave the light on the Rock 1 2.1 KFMA. Woo! All right, we're back here live. Please welcome in studio very special guest. Her name is Chloe. Vertica Fitness is the business and the gym, I'm guessing. How would you describe it, Chloe?
I would call it way better than a gym.
Yeah, so a workout community, a fitness community, if you will, for pole dancing and things like that. We're going to go down the rabbit hole with Chloe, talk about Vertica Fitness, even meet the owner. And then, Chloe, you're like a instructor? Vertica as well. Yeah. So we're going to talk all that more. But first, I do want to give a special thanks to Lindsay. She dropped this off this morning. This is the award that she gave me, right? And with a lovely letter that goes along with it. And I just want to share this because this is fantastic. Here, and you can look at it. So this is what Lindsay wrote. And I want to thank you again. I know that I mentioned this on the air if you guys were listening earlier, but it was fantastic surprise. She said, "Hey Beef, a couple weeks ago you had mentioned that you wish you could win some kind of award And so I'm presenting you with the prestigious Lindsay Award for Best Radio / Podcast Host in Tucson. And only the best is able to achieve this high level of Lindsay approvedness, which I think is good. Seeing past award winners were probably nobody. So I'm like topping that list, which is good. She said, thank you for your time and commitment every morning. Unlike the place I ordered it from, who forgot to add the and symbol in the engraving, which in some ways kind of makes it better, which it does. I'm all about the imperfections that make things perfect. Anyways, thank you again for the entertainment, shout outs, and interactions with your streamers. You make our day special. Love it. Love it, Lindsay. Thank you so much. And yes, I'm going to be hanging this plaque and award up on somewhere in this studio so you can see it.
Not in your bathroom.
Not in my bathroom. I do have awards that I've won before that they're up in my house, and I could add it into my wall of awards. And it would look good because my other plaques are like, wooden plaques too, but it has been a while. And I mentioned because Tucson Weekly has their best stuff happening right now. And, they're just lazy in their nominees. And so they haven't updated their nominee list in many of the categories, most of the categories in years. So they have best radio hosts on there with like literally hosts that aren't even on the radio anymore. And I'm like, but they don't mention me at all. I'm like, all I want is a nomination. Like, throw me on there as a list. I've been doing the show now 3 years. And the show's doing well, with ratings and growth. So deserve a mention as far as nominees are concerned, but I don't need it now. I got Lindsay's award. Yes. Yeah. And that's better. That's a better plaque than I would receive from Tucson Weekly. Guaranteed. I know what they give. They give just a sheet of paper.
And it's real gold.
It does look like real gold, does it not?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Chloe's impressed with the award I got from Lindsay. So thank you again, Lindsay. I was just awarded best radio / podcast host in all of Tucson. So suck it, podcasters. If you thought you had the best podcast in Tucson, you're wrong, according to Lindsay, and I'll take it. Real quick, Chloe, let me show you this on our podcast broadcast stream. And I don't know if you saw this. There's tons of videos that are locally going viral because of last night's storm, right? It is crazy. There's a lot of stuff that's happening, and I should be okay. So look at this Circle K on Congress and I-10, right?
What Circle K?
Can you see it on the stream?
Yeah, I mean, what though? It's no longer.
That's even before the storm came through. That's just what Circle K looks like. But no, that's just one example of many that people are posting of this storm causing damage on there. Now, you said your area got hit hard, right?
Yeah.
Whereabouts do you live? What area of town? Midtown?
Midtown.
Okay, so what happened in your neighborhood? Did trees come down?
Trees, flooding, nothing like that. But
yeah,
but it was freaky.
I asked the question on our Rock 1 2.1 Facebook page, saying, what was your damage, and show us in the comments below. And our Facebook friends did not fail us. There's so many of these crazy pictures and videos. I'm going to show some of my favorites and the ones I think are most nuts. But first, earlier this morning, I also shouted out a couple people. I was saying, if you're a landscape company and you want people to give you a call to help clean up the mess caused by the storm, give me a call and I'll shout you out on the air. One of the people that I did mention was a Buck Integrity Landscape Solutions, who were tagged in our Facebook comments. So Buck Integrity Landscape Solutions is one of the companies out there that are looking to help clean up this mess and clean it up today, because in 3 days it's going to get even worse. Another storm's going to come through. Tornadoes and falling light poles are now a thing in Tucson. So if you weren't concerned enough, it's something to be scared about. But here, let me share this.
I wonder how many windshields need repair.
Yeah, it's big business. I mean, as bad and inconvenient as it can be for the person who has to deal with this, trouble of getting their property damaged. It's good news for people who do these services like landscape companies, windshield replacements. That's big business. So it's nature providing in a way. I'm trying to be optimistic. It's a silver lining. So I'm going to show you this video here. This is actually Todd Marley's backyard and the storm coming in at this point. And this, I think, is the aftermath. You just kind of see the rest. Everything just kind of wrecked on there. We got another one. I know this is radio, so you're gonna have to see this stuff. YouTube.com/bevegan. Trees galore. So what's your damage report? And what was the worst thing that happened in your neighborhood?
Wow.
Yeah, I'm seeing a picture of literally a fence and a shed just completely demoed. Now there was a picture that I saw of a tornado funnel.
Okay, so it did. We did have a tornado. Really.
Yeah, this is the second time that we've had a funnel form over Tucson in like 10 days. Now, I don't know if this tornado touched down, but microburst is essentially what happened and really just kind of wrecked the west side. But that's 2 in 10 days, and that's 2 more than I've heard of before in the past.
In your lifetime?
Yeah.
Or mine together?
Yeah, so Tucson turned into Tornado Alley. So that's why I named the podcast Tornado Tucson. So youtube.com/bevegan. We're going to go down the rabbit hole watching and looking at some of these pictures. And when we return, I'm going to talk about a great fitness experience that you could have. And I'm talking to our female listeners mostly, but it's all inclusive. So male and female. As Chloe is with Vertica Fitness. And what that is a pole dancing, but with an exercising element, right? So we're going to get into that, how you could be a part of Vertica Fitness as well. And let me ask you this real quick before we go to break. Do you recall just about 2 years ago, there was a U of A grad who went viral because she was posing on a pole in front of, the university.
She is actually one of our instructors.
Still?
That's Rachel. Yes.
There you
we
go.
love her. She's the best.
We posted her on our Facebook page and went super viral with that as well. So yes, exactly. That's another reason why I wanted to have you in talk about Vertica, because they're literally almost like globally known because the press that they received for one of their instructors doing a creative graduation picture. But we're going to meet the owner of Vertica as well and hang out with them on the podcast broadcast. So you could join us youtube.com/bevegan or keep it right here because you got music on the way from Pearl Jam on Rock 102.1. That's funny. I knew there had to be some connection. In fact, actually, let's meet before we get into more videos. I do have Katrina backstage, and she is Katrina. Unmute your mic if you can. I think your mic is muted, so see if you could. There you go.
Hey.
Check one on. Hey, there you go. Welcome. And you are the owner of Vertica, right?
I am, yes.
Good. Okay, good. I'm glad to have you on because I wanted to have you guys on to talk about this. And honestly, one of the main reasons why I wanted to have you on and to talk about the fitness aspect of it was the viral photo in question that was last year. Actually, it wasn't even 2 years ago, right? The instructor, and that's so funny that she still lives in Tucson too. Was she a local?
I believe she is. Yeah.
Okay, nice. Yeah. So obviously there's and when we get on the air, and we're gonna do some more storm picks in a little bit, but I mean we want to talk about the community that's involved and obviously the benefits of this, and also the sensuality and the art form that is pole dancing that goes in behind it, and the concept of this. I know there's plenty of places like this all over the country that start this, and I think Vertica is somewhat of like a chain, right? Not a chain, but a franchise.
We are a franchise. That's correct.
Nice. Okay, so how many Vertica Fitnesses are there?
There are 19 that are in the works.
Okay, in the works. What number is the Vertica Fitness in Tucson, like as far as when it opened? What number was it?
So we are numbers 1 and 2. So the corporate locations here in Tucson are the actual original locations.
Really?
Yes.
Okay, so this is another example, which is great too, because then there's another local spin on this, because Tucson is such a weird place in starting franchises, but we are kind of like the home of all these like kind of great startups that become franchises throughout the Southwest and sometimes even greater. And you look at things like Inigis as an example. Yes, right? Everyone in Tucson that grew up in Tucson does, and they're looking to try to make it like bring it back to its greatness, if you will. And then there's places like Beyond Bread, where you would look at a Beyond Bread and think, oh, that's a national chain. And you're like, no, wait a second. This is just local, and it's just a local franchise. So Vertica, kind of same success story. Started here, it worked here, and then now you're starting to jump off. Are you one of the founders of Vertica Fitness?
I am the founder, yes.
The founder. Well, congratulations, Katrina.
Thank you.
This is fantastic. Okay, well, good. Then we have a lot to talk about. Now, before we get into that, did your home get hit hard by the storms yesterday?
It absolutely did. So one of the trees within our neighborhood came down and took out our patio. So
Really? Do you have pictures of that?
I do.
You know what? There's one or two ways you could do this. If you have it on your computer or if you emailed it to anybody, see if you could share on the tab and or you could post the picture on our Facebook page underneath the thread that we have going on.
Okay.
Yeah, because I'd love to see that as well. I got more that I'll show you here. I mean, this is just so insane. So this is our listener Carrie. Don't even know what happened there. Fence gave in for Felicia. A lot of people are just missing fences today too.
It's crazy.
Yeah. And you said what happened to yours, Chloe?
I mean, none of my fences are down. It was just a lot of rain.
Yeah. Well, Midtown didn't get hit as hard as the Northwest side. You know, I'm looking at these places too. And when I first moved to Tucson, I had basically, I lived off Ina, like where those telephone poles or those power lines fell just last week was literally right by my Einstein's. Like it could have been me. It was like, that was my street, my block that I would
been
drive.
Taken down while you were eating a bagel.
Yes, dude, a bagel sandwich, an egg bagel sandwich to be precise. The all-nighter. I suggest you try it. All right. So did you post it on the Facebook page there, Katrina?
Yeah, I'm working on it.
Cool. Let me see some other things. We had a lot of people comment, obviously, on this. This one was one of the worst. This was like a Ramada. Just done. Toast. In Midtown, I felt like, okay, here's another monsoon. Got a little bit of rain. Oh, there's some hail. All right, nothing to see here. Been there before. But so many trees. I didn't realize. I mean, the amount of damage. It'll be interesting to see with the cleanup where this ranks as far as previous storms are concerned.
Yeah, it's a good day to be an arborist.
Yes. Like I'm saying, the nature providing, getting busy with all this. Here's some video for you. I'll pull up. And this one Christy sent me. Now they've been out of power. They've been without power for over 12 hours. This neighborhood. Look at the flooding there. And that what we don't see, that old lady right there, she washed away in the river. No one knows where she's at now. Okay, I'm just kidding, Chloe. I'm just kidding.
Oh my god.
I know, but it looks terrifying, right?
Somebody find her.
All right, Katrina, while you get that going, I'm going to play a clip from earlier this morning, our Morning Moron segment, and we're going to be back more to talk about the origins of Vertica Fitness, the viral success that they inadvertently found themselves in, the growth of all that, and all starting right here in Tucson, Arizona. So stick around for that. And now 6:17 and time for your Morning Moron. Let's do it. All right, squatters be everywhere, right? And we hear these stories about squatters happening all the time, and it's unfortunate trying to figure it out. And it's one of those catch-22s because cost of living is so high that a lot of people can't afford it, and there's a loophole where you don't have to pay anything, and you can live in whatever nice house you want as long as you could get in and don't ever leave. That's essentially the breakdown of what happened here, but with a twist. This guy took it to a whole nother extreme. There was an open house last Sunday for a home for sale in Virginia, about 40 miles south of D.C. One of the people who toured the home was a 39-year-old named Napoleon. And he apparently talked to the seller about how much he liked the place and thought it would be great for him and his 4 kids. And he looked super serious because he just moved in 2 days later. He didn't make an offer or anything. He just showed up with the kids, got inside, and refused to leave. This is going to terrify like home sellers and real estate agents, all over the country when stories like this continue to break out. So he was there. His kids were there. getting registered to school and everything else. Police got there and they ordered him to come out, but he just stared at them through a window, probably creepily too. I got a mugshot to show you guys, and you'll see. This is probably the look he was giving cops. Look through the window, like I see you, but I'm not coming out. All right. Now, plot thickens. It turns out he was on probation, had warrants out in 2 neighboring counties. Now the cops, they stared at him for a while, but then decided to just go inside the house and arrest him. So they were able to do that. Now, normally in a lot of different states, I guess that's legal, but
they can't. No, a lot of different states, police can't, just because it becomes a civil matter. The police themselves can't prove that the tenant, the person inside the house, the squatter, doesn't have residency. There's no way for the cop to do that. So it is a court matter. It's something that has to go through the courts. The cops can't solve it.
Okay. And
when the dude has a warrant.
Well, and luckily he had warrants. Yeah. I mean, I don't even know if they knew that at the time, but they went in the house and, luckily for them, he had warrants. So any kind of counter lawsuit might not happen because of this. There were kids involved too. That's the sad part. Now Napoleon's facing a long list of charges, including entering property with intent to cause damage. CPS took the kids in. Officials say they'll be releasing them to a responsible family member. But good luck finding one in Napoleon's family. Doesn't look likely for the dude who will just go to an open house and be like, yeah, this is the one. I like it. Yeah. I'll move in 15 minutes. Is that cool? Get out. It's my house now. But that's squatter rights to the extreme. And it seems to happen all over this country time and time again. And this situation didn't work out for Napoleon. And that's why I teased today's Morning One.
Yeah, squatters' rights are weird.
All right, we're back here as we get ready. I'm trying to find the photo because we actually posted the picture of Rachel on our KFMA page, and it went uber viral for us. Right, we literally reached. I think I'll have to look at the numbers when I find it, but close to 1 million people on Facebook just posting the picture that she shared, and Chloe was trying to invite her onto the stream. And she's like, nah, I'm good. I don't talk to men this early in the morning. And I'm like, that's fair. That's fair. I mean, we were going to I guess, talk about pole dancing and, showing off your butt at U of A. Like, you don't want to talk to a guy named Beef about that before 10 a.m. I understand. I get it. But we're going to be live on the air here in just a couple minutes. And I'm going to pull this up because I want to show you just the response. I mean, obviously, there was so much positivity on there. And then, of course, it's the internet. So you got the trolls, but we ignore the trolls. It was great to see, though, because it showcased in such a positive light. First off, body positivity, right? Also taking away the stigma of pole dancing with just the exotic entertainment aspect of it. And the joke, the layup joke was like, oh, I guess she was paying her way through college, right? So you see that a lot, but
of course, some guy had to say that.
Yeah, no, that was the consensus on all the mouth breather dudes out there. It was just like, it was right there. It was an easy joke. But showing off the accomplishments and her attributing kind of, not only her work, but her fitness and that group to her success to help her deal and get through college. Essentially was the takeaway that I read from those stories. She was being interviewed by publications all over the world, right?
Yeah, she is ultra talented, ultra kind, and an amazing instructor.
Yeah, get that microphone close to you. Yeah, well, I mean, there's questions I'm going to ask you on the air, Katrina, that would kind of get this conversation going. So, oh my God, how many years ago was it?
She had scholarships for school, by the way.
A scholarship for what?
For school.
She was microbiology, wasn't she?
Yeah, she was.
Oh, she's super smart.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, no, nothing to do with being a fitness instructor scholarship. So yeah, she was, yeah, she graduated with honors or something like that, and whatever call, right? So yeah, she
was public health. She did public health.
Nice. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me at all. It just the internet itself. where is this photo? Anyways, about minute 15 before we get back on. So 19 franchises that you're working on. What states is Vertica operating in right now?
We are coast to coast. And I'm actually in Vegas right now. We're here for our second grand opening. We've got a location already, and then we're opening up Henderson. So we have 6 that are currently open and operating, and 19 that are in the works. And this is just the beginning, though. I mean, we're going to go national. Our goal is to open 1,500 studios.
Damn. Yeah. So how far back on the East Coast? You in New York or New Jersey? Oh, you're in Boston. Okay.
Yep, and also then, Florida.
Okay. Nice. Yeah. I mean, you're definitely, you got all the outskirts. Are you in California as well?
We are, and we're open in California. We're open in San Diego, and we're getting ready to open in Oakland and Livermore.
Look at that. Yeah. So you work your way from the edges and work your way in. I love it. All right. We're going to be on here in about 15 seconds, talk more about this, and maybe I'll be able to find this photo, maybe not, but that's all right. We have other content to share as examples from Chloe's page that are all PG and all that good stuff too. As you know. Here we go. Rock on 2.1 KFMA. Welcome back to Beef Vegan Presents. A very special guest joining us on the podcast broadcast. Now, I had Chloe come in because I know that she was an instructor at Vertica Fitness. And we met Chloe at the Rialto Theater for WrestleMania. She showed off her skills and talked about her community that involves, pole dancing in a way that's both sensual, but also it's a source of kind of body positivity and community and just working out. A great way to build up your core strength and a fun, creative way that involves music that you can be active. And I know that we have a lot of female streamers and listeners out there that are all looking for ways to kind of like, how can I get motivated to, have a more active lifestyle? When I try to do these things and they're just mundane and boring. So here's an option for some. And what I found out in the process by being joined by a founder and owner of Vertica Fitness, Katrina, is that Vertica Fitness is a national franchise now with now 19 locations, coast to coast. You got Boston, you got like Florida, California, and in between. A couple spots opening up in Las Vegas, but it's all started here in Tucson, Arizona. And I got Katrina joining us on the podcast broadcast stream. Good morning, Katrina.
Good morning.
Now, when did you start Vertica Fitness here in Tucson?
So we started doing pole fitness here in Tucson in 2013.
Okay, so it's been over a decade. And, a pole fitness, I'm one of the people that have kind of been, I've heard the theory that pole fitness is actually one of these great ways to exercise, and honestly seeing, the core strength of anyone that's doing these pole dancing exhibitions, and they do this now almost like on an Olympic level. You'll see these kind of like competitions like it's gymnastics. And some of these women doing routines on a pole where you're just like, that's a hardcore athlete right there. It's insane. So I've heard about this for years, and you were kind of like a little ahead of it. What inspired you to open up a pole dancing business?
Really, it was my experience when I first came into a studio, which was out of state, and I walked in and there were people of all different ages and races and body types and genders, and they were all just looked like they were floating through the air. There was so much just positivity and confidence, and I had grown up in dance, in professional, like ballet and tap and all of that, and really not a positive experience as far as like body positivity. And so when I had walked into an area like this and saw all of the empowerment and yet still the artistry and the athleticism, I was like, yeah, this is where I want to be.
Right. Nice. And so when you went in and you opened that, did you have to go recruit people who were, well-versed in being able to pole dance and then be able to instruct? Or is this something that you kind of took to the internet to start to learn to how to be able to teach people the tips and tricks?
Yeah, so myself personally, I studied real hard with some really great people who were involved in the industry for the first little bit. And then from there, we basically put up poles. We had a children's dance studio at the time, if you can imagine the story. That actually, we ended up opening up our own studio from there. We put up poles, and it really just grew organically. And people came, we taught them how to pole, they became instructors, and it grew from there.
Now, Chloe, you're a part of Vertica Fitness. What attracted you? What attracted you to Vertica? And then how long was the process before you became an instructor?
So I met Katrina and I was like, oh, this woman is crazy. She wants to franchise pole fitness. But as soon as I went in the building, it was like immediately nothing I'd ever felt in the gym or in any other fitness room. I just felt super included and like I belonged there and like this was something I could do.
Yeah. And did you take to it like duck to water, or did it take a little while to get past, because I mean, I look at it and I'm like, well, first off, not only is it tons of core balance, right? But then also you have to have a certain amount of fearlessness to kind of like, hang upside down and start doing all the different things that you would do to do a pole dancing routine.
Yeah, I was a duck to water for sure.
Yeah.
I'll definitely say like everybody's journey is different and we just meet people where they're at. Some people will come in and they're like, I haven't worn a short sleeve shirt in 5 years.
Yeah.
And 6 months later, they're coming out with just this renewed sense of confidence that I think is what makes it so special versus a gym.
Right. Yeah. What is your Katrina? I mean, what is your like a selling point to that separates this type for men and women alike? Well, you say a lot of women separates this and makes this better than the normal gym experience for you.
So really, it is all about the fact that it is so fun, coupled with that it is so effective. It really is one of the best workouts. I mean, of course, we're biased, but it is the best workout that is out there, honestly.
Right.
But not only are you having just this amazing empowerment within your body, you're having this empowerment within your soul. And that's so life-changing for people. Our whole business is built on our manifesto, which is that every body belongs, every body is beautiful, and every body can go vertical. And what we've found is that, yeah, people want to come and get a great workout, all that other stuff, but what they're really looking for is for that opportunity to come and belong and feel good about themselves. And that's so much more. Yes, they get the muscles, they get the weight loss, all this other stuff, but that is the real payoff, is that confidence that they get in themselves.
Yeah, it's like you build your core strength and your confidence at the same time. Yeah, I love it. I got questions from Adrian on the stream. How much does the class start at? And is it a membership or drop in?
So we have memberships for all different budgets. We know that really most of our clients are coming to us on a budget and also with limited time. So memberships range from $79 to $199, but it's really awesome. And then our first class is free. And so come and try it for sure. If sometimes people are super nervous and we're like, we got you. We're going to have you in a place where you feel safe and comfortable. And it's going to be a really beautiful experience to try.
Let me ask you this. I know music's such a big part of it, right? Do you have different themed music nights? Do you ever have like a DJ coming in, or is it girls just basically picking some of their favorite songs to work out to?
I think it would depend on the instructor.
Yeah.
Yeah, what they're listening to.
Well, you're an instructor. So yeah, do you ahead of time put together like a mix? Like, oh yeah, this is going to motivate them.
Yeah, I mean, I have like thousands and thousands of songs, like rock, pop, country, metal, weird alternative stuff. And so we dance to everything.
Yeah, that's going to be fun too. I mean, because music without working out and stuff, it just seems like anyone who works out without listening to music, I think is a psychopath. Yeah, exactly. It's like, how can you do that?
Doing?
Yeah. Well, excellent. We're going to continue the conversation on the podcast broadcast. Sarah, I'm going to show you the response we got from one of your instructors who was graduating U of A and took a picture to celebrate that upside down on one of the poles that they would, routinely work out with at Vertica Fitness, and the huge viral follow-up that happened with Rachel when she posted this at youtube.com/beefvegan. Katrina, thank you so much for joining us on the FM side, and congratulations on building a local business in Tucson and making it a national franchise. This is something that most business owners would only dream to be able to accomplish. And the fact that you continue to open one after the other and then continuing to grow in all these other markets, it's huge. And we're very proud that it came from our very backyard.
Thank you. And we'd love to invite people to come out and take a free class. And additionally, we are holding the national championships here in Tucson in August.
What?
So, yep.
Do you need local celebrity judges? I know some people.
We would love to have some local celebrity judges. Are you kidding? Talk to me. We'll hit you up.
It just depends on what your definition of celebrity is. But yes, here, stay with us for the podcast broadcast. We'll be back after music from Smashing Pumpkins on Rock 102.1. Clear. A national championship, huh?
Yeah. I want to make sure. I feel like this is a super important part of the story too. Is that we will have the national championships here in Tucson, and those athletes will then will become a part of Team USA to compete at the World Championships. And we are working with the International Olympic Committee in order to have pole in the Olympics. So I run the U.S. Pole Sports Federation, and then I'm vice president of the International Federation. So that is something we're working very strongly to make happen.
Yeah, well, I think that's something that could definitely happen because they continue to think outside the box. And, when it comes to having just more competitions in the Olympics, and they eliminated like baseball, softball this year is a no-go, but they have things called like kayak cross, things like, they have breakdancing. Breakdancing is in the Olympics. Yes. Breakdancing is going to be a sport. So along the same lines, honestly. And as far as pole dancing is concerned, that's a global sport as well, and a global art that is, it's going to be very difficult to find places in the world that don't have pole dancing to some sort, right?
You haven't seen anything like that either.
Yeah.
The way these people compete is...
Oh, I know. It's like Cirque du Soleil. It really is. It's insane like that. So here's the photo. You've seen this before, but what was the immediate response, or actually I would say the next couple weeks that Vertica got from the amount of press that Rachel inadvertently generated just by this graduation picture, which you can see on our page has, 640 likes, 306 comments, 170 shares. And if I could pull it up, I know the numbers, it's something like 900,000 people or something that we've reached on just that post.
So we love and support Rachel as one of our coaches. Not only is she highly intelligent, graduated with honors, fully scholared through her U of A graduation. She also coaches the pole and aerial club that comes through our studio. Our reaction within the studio was nothing but love. We love her, we support her, and we're
Did you see like a boost in signups and visits to Vertica through any kind of local sport? Because again, it's just tons of great press here.
Yeah, I mean, of course, I think that just Rachel outside of those photos brings a ton of folks in.
Yeah, I wish I could show the stats on there, but I mean, the majority of our comments on here, great comments, right? So love it. Congratulations, U of A grad. Yes, girl, very unique. And where can I sign up? So like we had a lot of that from our Facebook community. And it was great to see because again, that's Tucson for you. That's U of A. And it's all positivity there.
She teaches Saturday.
Yeah.
She specifically has a free class this Saturday.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, there you go. If you're watching this on the stream and you want to try this out, a free class from the world famous Rachel as an instructor, because you could actually call it that. World famous.
100%.
Yes. Katrina, you muted yourself real quick.
Yeah. Yeah, honestly, we have had nothing but support. Are there, of course, trolls that hit up our pages and whatever? They're always
whatever.
But honestly, whether it's through Rachel or just the program in general, it's been so awesome the amount of support that the community has given us as far as what we're trying to do.
Right. Yeah. And well, that was my effort here. And of course, you're always going to ignore the trolls, especially when it's online. Right. And then maybe if they're like overly top conservative, religious, like they look at this like this is something that is sexual when it's really not. There's an art and a sensuality to it. But at the end of the day, it really comes to body positivity and core exercises. And that's it. It's no different than doing what's that? The little exercise bikes that you're kind of
Peloton.
Yeah, it's no different than doing Peloton. Honestly, it's just a more fun, great way to do it. You have an instructor, right?
Yeah.
You're getting your cardio in. It's a cardio based exercise.
Yeah, it's a fantastic exercise.
Now, Chloe actually challenged me to come in and shoot a video of me attempting to do it, but I'll tell you, that would be abysmal. I'm really bad at my leg and core strength.
That's what everybody says who starts.
Yeah, I know.
That's what everybody says. You have to come.
We might come in and shoot a video, but I'll tell you, I mean, honestly, and especially in the first time, it would be nothing short of comedy. It would just end up that way. Even if I tried to like say, no, this is my best. You're looking at me like you believe in me as a pole dancer. I'm like, no, trust me, Chloe, do not believe in me. I am not pole dancer worthy. I don't know if I haven't tried, but I know my coordination enough. I'm like, I don't know.
You can set up a stage pole and disassemble it already.
Yeah, how much of those? Yes, how much do those usually run, by the way?
Like $1,000.
Yeah, they're expensive. And then, of course, I've seen plenty of viral videos where people don't install them right. And then, they just go, boo. So you got to install it right.
Yeah, don't get the Amazon pole.
How many poles do you have at each Vertica Fitness before you open it up, Katrina?
It ranges depending on the real estate footprint, but somewhere around 10 in a single room. But several of our locations have 2 rooms. So then they're upwards of 20 poles.
Yeah, that's a good question. So do they have, do you sometimes have like private rooms for little smaller sessions and then one group? Because I guess when people are starting off and they might be a little body conscious, they might, not want to. I mean, even though you could wear whatever you want when you do this. But so yeah.
Not necessarily like private rooms, but we absolutely do private lessons where it will just be one instructor and one person in the room so that person can have that individual attention for sure.
Yeah, that's good. And that's kind of like personal trainer style setup type deal.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's amazing that, it doesn't surprise me that it's kind of growing so rapidly. But yeah, I mean, the feedback that you get from just the people who are signing up has been great. And when they sign up, are they almost like lifers? You have people who, when they start, they're just like, they never leave.
Yeah.
Yeah. We sell 5-year memberships all the time.
Really?
Yeah.
What's the average of a 5-year membership rate?
It just depends. So somewhere around $5,000.
Oh, yeah, $1,000 a year. But that's still a discount. You break that down.
Yeah, for sure.
If you girl math that, it's like less than a coffee every day.
If you girl math
it's like
yeah.
$3.
Okay.
It's free.
It's free. Yeah.
It seems like that's just math, Chloe, but whatever. Let's see. I want to show off some of Chloe's skills here. So here's a video. So she's posting all the time examples of different routines to be able to pull off. Like this one. I'll have to mute it, but this is your class. So I mean, this is insane too. And well, that's why I mentioned like Cirque du Soleil. As far as the acrobatics that's involved, once you get to this level, now, how long do you think it took you before you could do an upside down scorpion? And is that what it's called? Because that'd be badass if I named it.
I think we'll keep that. The beef vegan upside down scorpion. That's what the combo is called now.
Okay. It looked like an upside down scorpion, did it not, Katrina? What would you call that move?
No, that's now the official name. That's it.
Yeah.
Nice.
But it took me about a year and a half to really hone these skills that I have now.
Okay, so now that you could do this and you're confident with the pole to do these things, right?
Yes.
But could you do a handstand or like, other aspects without a pole to show off? Because I think you might have strength that you you don't even consider, because if you're not like dancing on a pole,
So a handstand is actually my biggest fear.
which is insane.
After snakes.
Right. Double insane, because I just saw you do the vertical snake the handstand on the pole.
Yeah, no, I need it's security.
Yeah. I like the lighting and everything as well too. So you kind of get the setting just to make it as comfortable as possible for people to just kind of let their inhibitions go and then focus on the routine.
Yeah, and we've got like a bunch of different types of classes. So we have fit, flirt, and fly classes.
Yeah.
which
Here, we'll
is-
explain the difference on the air real quick.
Okay.
Rock 1 2.1 KFMA. I was just looking at videos here on Chloe's Instagram page from Vertica Fitness, showcasing her skill. Came up with a new term that you can go to Vertica Fitness and try to work on. It's called the upside down scorpion. If you can pull it off, you're a badass. You're expert level pole dancer. Katrina informed us that they're working adamantly to get the Olympic Committee to include pole dancing upcoming competition. Winter Olympics or Summer Olympics? Which would you call, like, which time period would pole dancing fit best in the Olympics? In the winter or summer?
Most likely this summer, but I mean, we would be happy to go anywhere.
Yeah. I mean, that's the beauty of pole dancing. It's normally indoors. So wintertime, is a good time to like be inside and working out. All right. So you said there's 3 different styles of fitness that you guys offer as far as instruction. And
Yeah.
what were they called? The flirt was one?
Flirt, fit, and fly. And I think that's what like really makes this program unique is like we have all the steps
Mm-hmm.
to help you go vertical in your life. Like not just on the pole, but really in your life. You can come get your fitness and conditioning. If you love the more flirty stuff, you can come get that. And then our fly classes is all the crazy tricks.
That's what I was thinking too, right? As like a recommendation, say a married couple, been married for 20 years and want to spice up their love life while getting active. Like this is a great way to kind of learn flirtation techniques and seduction techniques. And like flirt is basically teaching the art of sensuality in the workout, right?
Yeah. Nobody's spouse has ever said, I don't want my spouse to pole dance.
I know, right? That's the thing, and it's a great thing that you're not only, working out and you're getting in better shape, but then you pick up this kind of like tips and tricks and a way to kind of work, move your body around. I'm trying to tread so lightly if you can't tell. But it's a great way to add more sensuality to the bedroom while feeling better about yourself by being active and working out more often, right?
Inner confidence.
Inner confidence.
Inner confidence is like the main thing. It's your inner confidence because you come in feeling a certain type of way.
Yeah.
And that's why people search for fitness.
What's fly then? Is fly when you teach all the crazy stuff that you were just doing in that video?
Upside down, what'd you call it? Upside down
Scorpion.
Yeah. Yes.
Trademark. All right. Oh, that's awesome. You guys have a website too, right, Katrina?
Absolutely. verticafitness.com.
Well, I appreciate you letting me find out more about this and you guys sharing this. And again, congratulations on all this. It's huge, a huge Tucson success story, and it continues to grow. Vertica Fitness, verticafitness.com to check them out. We'll be back with your beef tip right after these words. Stick around. It's Rock 1 2.1 KFMA. See, there you go. So touch on that and this. And again, I was super professional too, because I'm like, hey, this is a great way to kind of seduce your husband, get him going. All right.
No, it was perfect. It was well done.
Well, excellent. Well, when you're back in Tucson, Katrina, we invite you in studio. We'll meet and talk again, especially when you have this competition, this pole dancing competition. That's a big deal.
You guys gotta come. Seriously, you have to come. It will blow your mind. It will be amazing for your viewership and all of your listeners. It will be, I want to say, a once in a lifetime experience, but we do it every year. But it will blow your mind.
And it's national, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So yeah.
Where do you have to be here in Tucson because this is where I live? But last year we were in Savannah. We've done it in Florida. We've done it in Las Vegas. But then the winners, like I said, they'll be going over to Rome for the World Championships.
That's huge. And where are you holding it at? Is it going to be at a Vertical Fitness location?
Oh no, it's going to be at the Burger Performing Arts Center. So full on show. It's going to be amazing.
Nice. And there's how much are tickets to go to the event?
They're so reasonable. They're under $40. I can't remember the exact price, but
yes.
yeah.
Well, then definitely when you make it back in here before the week or two before this event, plan on coming in and just have Chloe reach out to me. We'll come in, we'll talk it up and stuff like that, because that's something that's pretty cool that we definitely want to put a spotlight on.
For sure. Yeah. Thank you.
No problem. Well, it's good meeting you. I hope you have a great rest of your day in Vegas, and good luck to you.
Thank you so much.
If you're gambling, I don't know. So normally that's what I say when people go to the casino. Good luck. Katrina, nice meeting you. We'll talk to you soon, okay?
Nice to meet you too. Thank you.
No problem. Yeah, that was awesome. Look at you, Chloe. Yeah, bringing in a CEO. I knew it was a chain, but definitely didn't know that it actually started here and everything that was blowing up. It comes from Tucson. That's a big deal.
Yeah, it was a hole in a wall in a dream.
Yeah, which is basically the beginning of many franchises, right? Like that's a story for a lot of people. Actually, I want to show another one, and I do know. Here, another one of your videos. If it starts on the knees, then I won't start.
Yeah, we'll skip that one.
Okay. This one in your pajamas and in your room. I was like, is the pole gonna fall over? This is how the viral videos that you see usually start, right? And this is just you doing a workout routine. So you put this in the middle of your living room?
Yeah, no TV, just a pole in the living room.
Just a pole in the living room.
Yeah.
Right.
I like to play.
Now, do you ever get interesting like questions when you have people over at your place?
No.
Okay.
No, it's all pole family.
That's true. Yeah. No Jehovah's Witnesses?
No.
Open the door and they see a pole in the living room?
I mean, they can come.
And they're like, oh.
They're welcome too.
Yeah.
They're welcome too.
How long did it take you to become an instructor?
Probably I started instructing like the trial classes right out the gate.
Really?
I was an exotic dancer back in the day.
Oh, so you had a little bit of experience back in the day, right? So you already had a love for that. But even then, that's when a lot of people really realize they're like, hey, I know this is work, but I'm really in shape because of this.
Yeah, it's a whole thing.
Yeah, it's a whole thing. And seeing, like, honestly, that's I don't go to exotic clubs anymore. I'm too old for that. But
You're
actually,
like 30 something.
Yeah. Well, actually, there is no too old for that.
Yeah.
But the reality is, I'm more blown away by when they like spin around all crazy and really go into the circus like performance aspect of it.
Yeah.
That's the impressive thing, and it really takes me out of the whole perviness part of being there as a drunk guy.
Right. Yeah. I mean, there is a place for both.
Oh, of course.
You know what I mean? There's a place for both.
Yeah.
We support and love all the people in that industry that brought and created this, and also it's a killer workout. Yeah.
And then you knew that just working it, right?
Oh yeah.
So when you started working, were you in like the same shape or no? I mean, you had to have pretty much became like just full all core after working a while, right?
Yeah, no, most definitely. Lots of core strength. I did fire for a long time. I think that helped too.
Oh, you breathing fire?
No, firefighting, but
breathing
fire would be really cool too.
Okay, so we're running out of time on the podcast, but there's like a whole like a can of worms to open up here. So you went from firefighting to exotic dancing to pole instructor and fitness. You're living quite a life.
I'm well
already.
versed.
Yeah, absolutely. Are you still a firefighter?
No.
Okay.
No.
But that still involved the pole too.
Actually, no.
Oh yeah, because all of our stupid one-story firefighting stations are, that's too bad.
So are you gonna come to class?
Rico and I might come to shoot a video, but I don't know if I would regularly work out.
But maybe you'll come Monday night.
I think it would be interesting to try, but I don't know if I'd be great. I'll be honest with you. If you set your expectations super low,
the bar's on the floor.
Okay, if the bar's on the floor, then yes. I mean, I have a little bit of muscles in my bis and tris. I can't do an upside down scorpion.
This is something that I think your viewers want to see.
I don't think anyone want to see it, to be honest with you.
You don't think so?
I know so.
What?
I offer all the time. They're just like, no, keep your shirt on.
Well, let's see what they say.
They're saying no. All right. Well, unfortunately, that's all the time that we have for the day. But I'd like to thank you guys for listening. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube page, youtube.com/beefvegan. I'd like to thank Chloe and Katrina from Vertica Fitness for joining me today on the podcast broadcast, and Todd and Derek. Robin Nash is up next. Enjoy the rest of your day. Drive safe, ride safe. And as always, rock local.
Rock 102.1 KFMA, Oro Valley.
I usually have like a clever little outro song on that, but that didn't happen today, guys. That's how it went. But thank you guys for checking out the podcast. Keep those comments coming, and we'll talk to you later.